you'll notice that there are frets right here, and a lot of people don't realize the best place to play the note to get a good sound is right behind the fret. We don't want to put our fingers in the middle of the fret, and at this point, we're going to play the note F, and we're going to use our first finger in the left hand. One thing I like to do when you're first looking at the guitar is to wrap your hand completely around the neck, almost like a baseball grip, and then relax your hand, and your fingers will form an arch. Aaron likes to say perpendicular to the guitar. So I don't want a flat finger because you can bump the other strings and not get a clear tone. So with this arch, I'm just going to put right behind the fret, use the same right hand technique. There's my F note. And then if I repeat that with the third finger, so we can see first fret, first finger, third fret, third finger. This is the G right behind the fret. So now I have 3 notes we're looking at on the 6th string. E, open, F, G, F, and open E.
Hey Bill, you were talking about placing your finger directly behind the fret. I just kind of wanted to demonstrate what happens if you don't, because it's really
Oh, you
common.
get to be the bad guitarist.
I get to be the bad
yes.
guitarist. There's the goofiest and the gallant.
Yeah.
So if you place your finger, like Bill was saying, directly behind the fret, you tend to get a clear tone. And actually, it doesn't take a whole lot of strength that way. That's probably the easiest place to put your finger. If you place it too far behind the fret, okay? So this is what I mean by behind the fret. I'm going too far away. A couple of things can happen. First of all, it takes a lot of strength now to hold the string down. Second of all, I could actually bend the string out of tune. And third, because it takes so much strength, it'll probably sound like this. The string is rattling because I'm not holding it in a good position. So I move that finger just behind the fret. Now if I go too far and go on top of the fret by accident, now, because I'm on top of the fret, the string is actually muted and it doesn't make a clear sound. So the ideal is always to get right behind the fret, like Bill was saying. And we'll talk a lot about fingers being perpendicular and hands being arched, because that's really critical, because on the guitar, if you're playing one note at a time, you can get away with some poor habits, but on guitar we don't play one note at a time. We play chords pretty much all the time, which means we have to allow all the notes to ring, and if our fingers aren't just right, we just interfere with those other strings.